De Niro can't get it right.
Yeah, really.
So
I know. I've seen Mary Shelley's Frankenstein.
just gonna say he was the best Frankenstein since Peter Boyle.
That's it. Cut. Welcome to the Marvel of Horror, where we discuss all things past, present, and future as they pertain to the horror genre. I'm your host, your friend, fellow horror enthusiast, Bruce Marvel, and today joining me is my very good friend, all the way from Coatesville. for those for, for those not joining us on the East Coast, about an hour away from Coatesville, PA. He is a CNC programmer for Owen Steel. He's a proud father of some fine young lads. He is friend. He is family. Mr. Donny Smith. How are you, sir?
Good. Thank you for having me.
You were much welcome. Thank you for obliging us and coming to the Marvel.
Absolutely, man. I would not miss this for the world.
Yes. I ask everybody who comes on the show, what is your first experience with like the horror genre? Was it a movie? Was it a book? Was it something that happened to you?
I know as a kid, the first thing that really scared me as far as horror goes, and I don't know if it's not even a horror genre or not, but it's when I was real little, they took me to a drive-in.
Okay.
And the first movie was Jungle Book. So it was like little kid, pillows and blankets in the back, watch Jungle Book, fall asleep. The second movie was the Star Trek movie.
Okay.
I don't know what it was. The one where they put the bug in the dude's ear. You know what I'm talking? Is that Khan?
I don't know. I'm trying to think if it was. It probably was. I don't know my old Star Trek movies like I should.
But I fell asleep, and that's the point I woke up, and that was like, oh, and it's like so. And then I think the next like horror movie that I remember was The Pit. Do you remember the black and white movie The Pit with the boy in the wheelchair?
No.
Or there the grandmother in the wheelchair. Yeah, it was a pit that the kid found, and he kept like tricking people to go down into the pit, and he kept like feeding the pit.
I gotta find this movie.
Yeah, I thought I mentioned a horror movie that you haven't seen.
I know. So
like that's impossible.
Wait, yeah, I can't wait to see the comment section of this episode. Look at this loser. This is your horror podcast. You don't know every horror movie. Boycott this guy.
It was that and the original Changeling.
The original
so it was
Changeling.
Like the ghost.
Yeah.
You know, I like those movies.
I too am more of a ghost story kind of guy. That's my cup of tea for horror.
Right.
I mean, I'm a child of the '80s, so obviously the slashers.
Yeah.
I watch, but but the original Changeling movie, I want to do an episode on that. Movie one day because that's still a great movie.
Yes, it is.
It's got my man. What the hell's his name? Played Patton.
George C. Scott.
Yes.
Yes.
That is him. Very intense actor.
Yes.
Very great in Dr. Strangelove.
Right. Totally different.
Yeah. Totally not a horror movie. But that's the thing. That's the beauty about the Marvel of Horror. We never stay inside the lines.
Nope.
Like, yeah.
It's outside this box.
Oh, would you think we were going to talk about Demon Knight the whole time?
No. There's not that much content. There just isn't.
Yeah. Come on, man. There's a lot.
Yes, there is. It's the greatest movie since Bordello of Blood.
Okay, here's another one.
Okay.
Yeah, leave your comments below, as angry as they're going to be.
Yes.
I haven't seen Bordello of Blood either.
You've never seen it?
I have not. I've seen bits and pieces. I know Dennis Miller's in it.
Right? And, well...
Corey Feldman?
Corey Feldman's in it.
Yeah.
And who's the lead?
Cindy Crawford. Dennis Miller.
No, I mean the female lead.
Oh, I don't know. I've never seen it.
I think it's like Cindy Crawford or something. I think.
Maybe.
I don't know.
So, Demon Knight, 1995.
Yes. The year I graduated.
Well, we should bring up the fact that so even though people watching or listening don't really know the day we're taping. Obviously, it's not airing live, but this is actually like a birthday show because your birthday was on the 13th, mine was on the 14th, and then here we are. We both just joined that 30s club.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, I know you, I know you graduated in 1995, but you're 32.
Do the incorrect math.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's right. So the 1995.
Right?
Directed by Ernest Dickerson, who, from the picture that I brought up online, looks like...
Ron Jeremy.
Looks like Ron Jeremy.
Yeah, just a little bit.
So, I watched this movie very recently. Because, it's just it's just a fun movie to watch.
It is. It's just like, it's one of the few you can just go back and just, you know what's going to happen.
You know what's going to happen.
Right.
You know what's going to happen.
You know your favorite part in the movie you want to pick up on or whatever, so.
Absolutely.
Yep.
You know our man, Billy Zane, who you might know from famous films as the Phantom.
Yes.
It's just
the bad guy from Titanic.
You should listen to your friend Billy Zane. He's a cool guy. Yeah, he's fantastic in the movie. You can tell he's one of. You can tell in the role he's just having fun.
Yes. Yep.
And we got was it William Stratton?
William Stratton.
Yeah, who you may know from famous films as Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey.
Oh, Shawshank. Right?
Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, I said.
And also Shawshank.
Nah, he's great. He's another movie I've referenced. I'd like to do another episode on, but I referenced The Mist. You ever see The Mist?
Oh, yeah.
Great movie.
Yeah.
Talk about a spoiler. Talk about a downer ending.
I was just going to say, it's like, I don't want to say anything in case anybody didn't see the movie from years ago.
Yeah. It's only been almost 20 years. Watch it.
Wow, has it been 20 years for that movie?
I think, 2007, right?
Wow, yeah.
Almost, yeah.
Yeah.
4 more years we got. McDemon, also Jada Pinkett.
Yes.
Who was not Smith.
Yep.
Does that mean we can make fun of her and we won't get beat up?
We were going to anyway.
Yeah, right.
Right.
That was before.
Do I look like Chris Rock? It's fun.
Watch this special where he talked about it too. It's like, I got summertime ringing in my ears. Did it hurt? The man trained me Muhammad Ali. Yeah, it hurt. You know what? So I'm trying to remember if Tales from the Crypt was already kind of off HBO by 1995. I kind of want to say that it was.
I don't know if it was because this was the premiere of their movies.
Yeah.
Right. This was their first major motion picture.
Yeah, and I was thinking back, the 90s was like a real, I don't know, kind of lackluster decade.
It was like a reset.
It really was.
It was.
I guess it really didn't start picking back up until I don't know, maybe Scream came out.
Yeah.
But this is, like I said, the first time I'd ever seen this movie was actually in the last 10 years.
Okay.
And I saw it with my buddy Neil, and I was like, man, dude, I fucked up, man. What the hell was I doing? What was I watching in 1995 when I didn't go see this movie? It's probably The Mask or something.
Well, I remember this was 95, and I was working in the video store in 95 when this movie came out. And I had this poster framed in my house, man.
Oh, shit.
Oh, yeah.
Would you say this is your favorite horror movie?
It's up there,
yeah.
As far as, comedy, horror, goes. It's like I said, it's a fun movie. You can always go back to it. Also, Charles Fleischer was in this movie. He was the voice of Roger Rabbit.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Cordelia!
Oh my God, that's right. I forgot. Yeah, and that was
the postal mailman.
That was the era. That too was the era of okay, man, the going postal. It's okay, they were making fun of that in the movie. It's oh man, yeah, all these the guns didn't have any bullets, but here's this thing of grenades this guy has.
Right.
I'm like, oh my God. I totally forgot he was the voice of Roger Rabbit.
Yeah.
My buddy Anthony, that's his all-time favorite movie.
Roger Rabbit?
Oh yeah.
I don't know what year that came out. I know it was early 90s probably.
I don't know. I think
maybe
Roger Rabbit
86
might even have
maybe.
been. Roger Rabbit might have been maybe 88.
Okay.
What you're probably getting confused with that shitty Nintendo game that came out in the 90s.
That was like the worst Nintendo game ever.
See, we are sticking to horror.
Right. Well, that was horrible.
The fact that someone tried to sell that for $50 in the 80s was horrific.
Right?
Horrific, I tell you.
That's the game. I'm totally getting off track here. That's the game that had the phone number in it, and you actually called the phone number, and it was a hotline to give you a tip in the game, like to get through it. Did I ever tell you when I called it?
Yeah. But tell everyone at home.
Well, no, it's just real quick. This long drawn out story. I played Legend of Zelda to the end, and it was at Ganon, and I was like calling the hotline. I was on the hotline for 15 minutes, and that's what 99 cents a minute. And when I finally got somebody and asked them, they said, "Well, I can't tell you that." That's how the phone call ended, because he couldn't tell me to use the silver arrow. Yeah. Right. Sorry to give that game away too.
Yeah, it's only been like 40 years.
Yeah, right. But yeah, he said I can't tell you that. Yeah.
Oh, I can tell you it's time to go just like smoke. I know that.
All I can tell you is I had my dad look at me and go, "How much was this phone call? You're never calling it again."
Yeah.
Read your Nintendo Power magazine like everyone else.
Yeah. Well, I remember when I called one. It was the Spider-Man Sega Genesis game. You had to get like the keys.
Yeah.
And I didn't know how to like defuse the bomb at the end, and I had to call. And yeah, like I couldn't tell you what my dad said. He was too busy fucking beating me with a belt.
Was that the game?
They kept me on hold for like 20 minutes too.
Was that the game with the girl tied to the thing, the blonde, like scientist or whatever tied to the thing? Or was that a different Spider-Man?
Mary Jane was getting like dipped into the acid.
Oh, okay.
You had to beat the Kingpin at the end.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And like, another thing too, I couldn't figure out how to beat the Sandman. You had to lure the Sandman back to the beginning of the board and kick the fire hydrant.
Okay.
Who was played by the guy who Hayden Crypt, what's his name? Hayden the guy who played Roach.
Yeah.
See? Comes back.
Full circle, man.
And the most horrific, horrifying Spider-Man movie ever made. Because it sucks so bad in Spider-Man 3.
They made good in the multiverse, though. We're good.
They did.
Yes, they did.
They did. Thank God for that.
Yeah. So anyway.
Anyway, Demon Night.
Right, yes.
Going back to the video store, you had this frame. Like, how many times did you watch it while working at the video store?
Well, in the video...
There's nudity in that movie.
Yes, there is. And it's like we're...
Ew!
That was one of the ones we had a screener for. Like, we got it months before it was released. So I got to see it then. And, I mean, like I said, from the movie to the soundtrack was freaking awesome.
Yeah, a great soundtrack.
Yep.
A great soundtrack for that movie. You had like
any movie that starts with filter, hey man, nice shot, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
good things are coming.
You know, it's funny too because I'm watching that opening scene where they're playing that and they're chasing each other down the road, and I'm like, man, yeah, dude, I forgot that. For some reason, I thought that song came out later in the '90s. And I was like, oh shit, yeah. No, I think it was just such a big song, and it got used like so many times.
Yeah. Because I don't know how much time it was from the incident that started that song to, you know what I mean? I don't know what time frame that was.
So I think, Pantera was on that.
Yep.
Pretty sure
Cemetery Gates, wasn't it? Yep.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure Megadeth was on there.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was good. It was good. It was really good. That's another thing too, man. Like I miss like whole other topic for a whole other day, but like the symbiotic relationship like heavy metal music used to have with like horror movies. I feel like they don't have anymore.
No. They're playing Guns N' Roses and stuff on the 80s, or not 80s, the oldies station now.
Yeah, so classic rock. It's like, clearly I'm like, oh God. No!
Wasn't the Beast Boys just played? Now you're playing November Rain. What the hell?
Yeah, I mean, they were playing Panama. Now they're playing I'm Alive by Pearl Jam. I hate that song.
You hate it because it was overplayed.
Yeah.
Thank you, MMR.
Yeah. Thank you, every Philadelphia rock station.
Right.
who decided, hey, not only are we going to overplay it on this station, we're going to find out when the other station is playing it and play it so it comes on either right before or right after. So if they change the station, we're punishing them.
Playing it
Change the
again.
station when we were playing the same song.
And that's why YSP turned into Whip.
Yeah, that's why like YSP turned into like a sports station.
Yep.
Let me tell you something, man. I'm a carpenter. I never played football. What the Eagles need to do is run that West Coast offense, man.
It's always down the middle.
Need to fire that quarterback. I can't throw, but need to fire that guy.
These guys are tripling, stumbling out on the field. Fire that coach. Don't blame that athlete.
He's a bum. I don't care. It's preseason. Anyway.
Yeah.
Demon Night.
Yes.
You know, so like fucking Billy Zane is like there's going back and watching it again. There's so many funny things that like you watch it before you pick up on, but then like you kind of re-pick up on it. The scene where my man. Who's having the dream sequence? The guy from fucking Gremlins. He's in a bunch of good movies.
Yeah, Willie. He played Willie in the movie.
Willie,
yeah.
He
when he's at the bar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My man's dressed up like Hunter S. Thompson. I'm like, holy shit! I never even put like.
Hey, Uncle Willie.
Yeah. I never even put like two and two together. He's like, yo, he's fucking Hunter S. Thompson at this bar.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, is that Chasey Lane? I even went back to the credits. I was like, is that Chasey Lane? Are these all porn stars? But I think they were just like all playmates or something.
Yeah.
I didn't recognize any of them. I thought that was really, like I said, he's just having like a grand old time.
Oh yeah.
In this movie.
I think he just gave him free range. You know
Oh
what I mean?
yeah.
It's
He just
totally
act
good.
crazy. Just act nuts, man.
Yep. Just be Billy Zane.
Just be Billy Zane.
Just not Billy Zane in the family.
Yeah. Just not the rapist and dead calm.
Yeah. Dial it back.
Dial it back.
Right. You can kill people. Don't rape them.
Yeah. Now in this scene, you're so horny for this Jada Pinkett. We're gonna run it by later. We're gonna put it in later. Just imagine it's gonna be like an electric current
Lightning
coming
bolt.
out of your crotch. Go.
The worst STD ever.
Yeah. Insane. Are we gonna do it again?
Okay, hold on.
Yeah. Oh. Like, yeah, he's really cool. So another funny thing too about this movie, and you know what? I see a lot of Robert Rodriguez,
Okay, yeah.
like in
Spy
From
Kids.
Dusk Till Dawn.
Oh, okay.
Spy Kids. From Dusk Till Dawn, because the movie's so obviously it's like a kind of like it's got like that dark comedy kind of stuff,
Yeah.
but like it's so gory.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
It's just like heads. He just
Oh, yeah.
punches a guy's head. He's
I was going to say,
stuck.
punching through the guy's head in the beginning of the film.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm like, really sets the tone.
Yeah, it does.
Nah, man, I'm just testing security. Everything's all good. Dad, this guy's out here stealing your car. Oh man, yeah, like the one lady gets her arm ripped off.
Yes. What's her name? CCH Pounder, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
you might remember her from such films as End of Days.
Jesus, Marge, what the fuck?
She always kind of pops up in like a horror movie here
Right.
and there. Like I said, it's just a great movie, man.
It is.
Tales from the Crypt, I really miss.
I do too.
I wish it, I know like years later there was like talk of it coming back, and I think M. Night Shyamalan was going to actually helm that project,
Mm-hmm.
but it was going to be on like TNT or something. I was like, you can't do Tales from the Crypt on TNT.
No.
It's
That's it was like Twilight Zone. You know, it always left it at the end. You know, didn't have to conclude. You know, and even Demon Knight was that way with the guy at the end on the bus.
yeah,
You know,
that was a great ending, and I love how he's whistling like the tune, the Danny Elfman score.
Yep.
Danny Elfman, that guy, brought us some great scores over the years. But yeah, you could have did like a whole. I mean, you could have did like a whole thing, but just I don't know. like it was so good. And I feel like it did really well.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I guess they tried to follow
is.
it up with Bordello of Blood, and then we know where that happened.
Failed miserably.
Yeah, I'm still gonna watch it one.
Just
day.
watch Dust Till Dawn.
Yeah,
Go see
great.
Tom Savini. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I met him once.
I know you did.
Yeah, cool dude. So Tales from the Crypt. I wish they would bring it back. It's terrible.
Yeah.
It's a travesty. It's like, come on, man.
Because it had so many big stars in it.
It had so many big stars. It had so much stuff going on. And like they said, now it's streaming. There's so many platforms you can stream a new show. It's like, to me, it's
right. It's a no-brainer.
It's a no-brainer.
Yep. That's another thing about Demon Knight, how it started. The very beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
When he was directing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, with John
Larroquette.
That was hilarious. I had forgotten all about
Who is this guy?
Well, he's the narrator from Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Come on, man. Come on.
Oh, well, getting back to the movie, another part that
We're talking about Billy Zane. We didn't go
I
off.
know.
Well,
we're coming back to that. But the boy reading the Tales from the Crypt comic book.
Oh, that was good.
And going back through that, what he became, I don't know. The tongue thing.
Spoiler. He meets his
from
demon,
the movie in '95.
Yeah, the demon version of that kid when he gets thrown through the window after they made the seal and just blows up.
Yeah, that's right.
See, this movie's hardcore. They kill kids on screen. Not a lot of movies did that.
No. And more movies should.
Hey! It's right. It's funny because, so we were watching it, and, Leela, my wife, who's been a guest on the Marvel of Horror, she loves, antiques.
Mm-hmm.
And when they showed, the key, she was like, ooh, that's cool. I'm like, man, yeah. Leela would totally buy that. She saw it in the store.
It's on Etsy.
Is it really?
Yes, you can buy it. Because I was looking for some kind of prop. And it's like, I wonder if they have anything. And that's the first thing that came up. You can get the key on that. I think you can even open it.
You should have came with a car battery hooked to your nipples.
They're smoking.
My nipples are smoking.
What was going on upstairs? We don't want to talk about it. More like a tune-up and a lube job.
My man from Wings was such an asshole in that movie. I had forgotten how much of a fucking douchebag he was in that movie. He plays a great jerk.
He does play a great jerk.
The recent Hellboy movie they made.
Okay.
With my man from Stranger Things.
Okay.
Was in that horrible Black Widow movie, which I will not speak of. Hayden Church does a cameo as Lobster Johnson.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a character in Hellboy called Lobster Johnson. It's great. Big Hellboy fan.
I was gonna say that's one I didn't see. I saw the original Hellboy. I didn't see the.
You know what? It's the remake of Hellboy. It's not bad.
Mm-hmm.
It's just I don't know. I kind of feel like it was maybe just unnecessary, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not like the Del Toro, Ron Perlman Hellboy movies. I love those movies, both of them. And they still, to me, when I watch those two films, they didn't the way the effects work and the story works. It doesn't seem dated. Even though they have come out, they've been out for some time now. So to actually go back and remake it, it's okay, what's kind of
You get a new idea.
pretty much. And I think they're even going to remake it again because I don't think it did well.
It's like a Crow movie. Just made the first one.
Yeah.
Why'd you ruin it?
That's all they know how to do, man.
Yeah. It's like
everything's got to be a franchise if we want to maximize our profit. It's no. Sometimes a movie. Kind of getting off topic. The Matrix is the perfect example of that. You only need that one. And you ruined the first one with all the other ones you made.
Yeah, you did.
You really did.
You did. But that's a franchise I don't mind. You know what I mean? I don't know.
That last one.
The last one.
Really
the very last one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really
if anything, stick with the first three.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm. That's why, kind of going back to like Tales from the Crypt, like bringing back the show or bringing back those movies. That's the glory of that franchise because you don't have to stick to the same thing. It's like, you know what I mean? You can make a great like anthology franchise movie wise, which I don't know why they won't do.
I don't know.
I'm trying to think who, I want to say, I don't know if Universal owns Tales from the Crypt or not.
Because it was an HBO product, right?
It was,
Originally.
Yeah. Originally it was on HBO. And it was like, I was at the time where HBO didn't really, like right now, like HBO is like, they're only known for their shows.
Yeah.
Back then it was like they had like this, Dream On, and like, that was it.
Yeah.
And Arliss or something.
Jeez.
Yeah, like Def Comedy Jam. They were like the only shows it had.
Back when it was HBO and Prism.
Prism. I remember Prism. That's like the only way you could watch the Flyers.
That was where your pay-per-views were.
Mm-hmm.
Wrestling pay-per-views were on Prism.
Not for Prism, I wouldn't have seen Clue or Haunted Honeymoon.
Haunted Honeymoon.
Haunted Honeymoon.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That was you know what? That was a great movie.
Oh man, I hadn't seen it in like so many years. Someone's sitting there like, man, how'd they get from Demon Night to Haunted Honeymoon?
Hey.
It's what we do.
Right. We're still, it's early in the show. We're going to tie in Kevin Bacon.
Oh, we definitely will.
Yeah. Yep.
Somehow, some way, I don't care if I.
It's not going to be 6 degrees.
It's not.
No.
It's going to be like maybe 100.
You know what? Can we just talk about Hollow Man for a minute? Never mind. Look, so. No, we can't.
Look, I saw Hollow Man in the theater.
Oh
that was a date. That was like, you know what I mean? I can't believe my marriage just lasted based off of like some of the date choices that we did. Like, you know what our first date was?
What?
It was the remake of Psycho.
Oh. Okay.
That's right. And we survived. We survived anything.
That's saying something.
That is saying something. Jesus wept. But yeah, Hollow Man. Bringing it back to Hollow Man.
There, we got Kevin Bacon out the way.
Oh, he'll come back. It always goes back around again. Tales from the Crypt actually had a movie, like back in the 70s. I think, I want to say, I don't think it was an Amicus movie, but it might have been. So like it was an old 70s movie, Tales from the Crypt. And the Crypt Keeper in the comic looks a lot different than the actual Crypt Keeper for like the Tales from the Crypt that we grew up to know. He just looked like an old man. Like a scary old man, like in the comics, and the movie actually, like, he looked more like the comic book version. I forget the year of the movie, but I want to say it's like the 70s. The movie has, like, one of the stories in the original movie is the Santa Claus episode.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Which I think is what? Was that the first episode ever of Tales from the Crypt?
Yeah, I think it was. I'm not sure.
The mom from Goonies, like, killed her husband. And
yeah.
It's like the psycho's dressed as Santa. Yeah. So, like, that's, like, so the episode, the TV series actually, like, remade that from the original movie, which I thought was pretty cool. What'd you think? So, Tales from the Crypt or Tales from the Dark Side?
Ooh. Or Tales from the Hood. I'd go back to Tales from the Crypt.
Oh, you get the shit. You be neck high in the shit. You know they made like 2 more Tales from the Hood movies?
Yeah.
I haven't seen them.
I haven't either. I know they made them. I will get around to it. I'm just saying. I just haven't seen them.
I don't know. I mean, I wanted to see. I mean, that's cool. They got my man Keith David.
Yeah.
But
I haven't seen all the Leprechaun movies either, so.
Yeah, there's no reason to. WWE made Leprechaun's origin. Remember that? Remember when WWE was trying to have their own film studio?
Yeah, Kane's movie.
Yeah.
Yep.
I saw that in the theater. See No Evil?
Yep.
Yeah, my friend Autumn wanted to see it for her birthday. She's like, I know it's going to be bad, but I want to see it. I think I told you this story before. So we went and seen it. And like I said, we were not expecting anything.
No.
We're just going in to have fun.
We're going for snacks.
We're going for
and
snacks
to relax.
and camaraderie.
Yep, that's
and
it.
And we were all watching wrestling at the time. So it was like, the one scene where I guess like Cade Cade's character gets like thrown out the building, whatever, and he's like laying there, like it got real quiet, and I was like, "Pin him! 1, 2. There's no ref." Yeah, they made like 2 of them. I haven't seen. I only seen.
They
the
made
one.
2 of them.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
they made a Marine too.
There's like 10 Marine movies. I think
The one with the Miz is the best one.
You gotta be more specific. I think he said like the last 6.
6, is that what it was?
Yeah.
Because wasn't Becky Lynch in one?
Oh, I think Becky Lynch. I think Shawn Michaels is in one.
Yeah, that's right, he is.
I'm like, come on.
Because she kicked his ass in that movie. That's right.
Heartbreak Kid? You really think he's breaking hearts at his age?
It's glad he got the whole head thing worked out.
Yeah.
Because he was losing his hair and then shaved it, and then he just looked 80.
Yeah, and you can't wear that hat everywhere you go.
No. I can still super kick people at 46. So
We
we're
know
good.
Bret Hart's better. We know they buried the hatchet, but Bret Hart's the
Whatever. Go get kicked by Goldberg. That's fine.
Oh,
What? The
man.
best there was, the best there was, the best there was. If you add S to Hitman,
Look,
you got my opinion.
hey, you know why they call it Pittsburgh? Because it's the pit.
Bitch.
Man, that was a sick promo. No, it wasn't. Anyway, the Leprechaun movies.
Wow, is that where we got this from?
Yeah, because
Wow.
we started talking about WWE Studios. And
Oh,
you know
yeah.
what? So, hold on, real quick, going back.
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure WWE Studios made this movie called Oculus. And
Okay.
that was actually a very decent movie.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's got Karen Gillan plays Nebula,
Okay.
Guardians of the Galaxy. She was in it. And I think it's like the first time I'd ever seen her in a movie about like a haunted mirror. It's a really good movie.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure WWE Studios actually made that movie.
Huh.
Triple H did Oculus, but Vince McMahon did everything else. now he looks like Gomez Adams.
Right. He still needs that picture of Spider-Man.
Everyone, pal.
Say,
It sucks.
you're fired.
Man, anyway.
Let's say, did WWE Studios have anything to do with Blade Trinity?
No. I don't think they were a studio yet. So I saw Dave Bautista recently in a horror movie by M. Night Shyamalan.
Oh,
All
that
comes back, yeah.
the one in the cabin.
Knock on the Cabin Door.
Yeah.
Which is actually based off. So that's based off a book that I read called "Cabin at the End of the World." I hope I say his name right, but the author was Paul Tremblay. He actually wrote. Like I said, if I'm butchering his name, sorry. He actually wrote a couple of really good horror books, but that movie wasn't bad.
No, I saw the previews for that movie. I really wanted to see it.
It was good. It's definitely worth watching. It kind of it stays true to the. They ended a different way. Not to give anything away. They ended different than the book, but except for the ending, it stays pretty true to the novel.
Okay.
So, and you know what? So Batista has been in a horror film, and he was actually quite good. Like to see him do more horror movies.
Right.
Guy's come a long way.
He has.
He really has.
Yep.
He really has. He's come a long way from that storyline with Melina.
Like Brother Devon.
Brother, yeah. Well, remember, so who was he? He was
The Baptist. Well, Batista is the Baptist.
But before that, he was what, Leviathan?
Leviathan. Yep.
Yeah.
With the chain necklace.
Uh-huh.
And he had white contacts.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah. Speaking of Leviathan, remember that movie?
Yeah.
Guy who played RoboCop.
Wasn't that when it was like when they were putting the movies back to back? So it was like Leviathan and The Abyss came out at the same time.
I want to say, okay, so hold on, you're half right, and I could be wrong.
I'll take half.
I think it was Leviathan. I want to say it was Leviathan and Deep Star 6.
Okay.
Remember Deep Star 6?
I do.
Deep Star 6, who had the guy from RoboCop.
Mm-hmm.
And he was the biggest. He was the biggest bumbling idiot. He got that all stuck, which was made and written by the same guy who did Friday the 13th. Which star came in?
Megan. Thank you. Damn it, I was ready to go right with that one too.
We did it.
Very nicely done.
I want to say it's I forget his name, and everyone. I'm telling you, man. I'm always. One day when these episodes start airing, and I'm looking in the comments section, people are gonna be like, "Yo, why does this guy have his own show, man? He's always asking questions about the horror shit he's supposed to know about." I want to say was it Sean Cunningham? I think it's the writer director of the original Friday the 13th, and he did Deep Star 6. Leviathan is a way. So those movies that came out back to back, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Leviathan is way better.
And just for the comment section, he's not the encyclopedia of horror.
Yeah.
We're here to have fun, and he knows a lot of shit.
Well, feel free to leave your comments, especially negative ones, because guess what? They show up on the algorithm more.
They come up with your addresses.
Are you going to see Renfield? Just throwing it out there.
not high on my list, but
yeah,
it comes. Well, so you can't even say it's going to come out on video. It'll be on Netflix eventually.
Yeah, it'll be like on Peacock or something.
You know, I say all my movies are about taking the boys to the movies now. So we go see the Mario movie. You know, the next one we're going to see is Guardians comes out.
Yeah.
So
well, I'm actually.
What's June? The Marvels are coming out.
The Marvels are coming out in June.
Yep.
But like I said, I'm getting even me, Bruce Marvel of all people. It's like the Marvel movie. Like it's funny because the Marvel movies have their own degree, like always get mentioned on the show because like everyone's just got like they just left a bad taste in everyone's mouth. With I blame Thor: Love and Thunder.
Well, it's like anything else. It's like when this all started, all the Iron Men didn't quite make sense. You know, it didn't all flow together like it should till the end. Yeah. You know, and it only took 10 years.
Yeah, I remember hating Iron Man at 30.
I know, and it's just like it's got to be a build to something. Shang-Chi was a great movie.
I enjoyed
Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi.
I liked Shang-Chi, and it's just like, okay, where do we go from that? Because it's like, oh man, it's kind of shitty. I don't understand. Shang-Chi's great. We're never going to mention it again. Like, wait a minute.
I think Shang-Chi, I think the things he has. So I think the things he has is Kang Tech. Mm-hmm. That's where it's going to come back. It's either Kang Tech or it's like the Eternals.
What is your opinion of the Eternals?
To me, they were never characters to where they were popular enough to get their own film. And everyone will be like, well, what about the Guardians? Yeah, what about the Guardians too? But the Guardians, that lineup of Guardians wasn't the original, right? Wasn't the original lineup of the Guardians. So you had some room to play to make that Guardians of the Galaxy film, which is why I think it worked. Mm-hmm. They went straight for like the Eternals. And I don't think the Eternals were enough to really warrant their own movie, especially considering like what you're trying to set them up for. That Eternals movie is setting up for Galactus, and they're going to tie some other stuff into it to keep the ball rolling. Part of the reason in like one of the storylines is like why Galactus comes and consumes planets is because he's consuming the planets that are going to host Celestials. So he's almost like a He's basically there to keep the population of Celestials down. So that's why, like, that's how you're gonna like kind of tie him and the Silver Surfer and stuff into that universe. But like, that payoff is gonna come way down the line. I don't think Galactus is showing up for some time. He may show up in the Fantastic Four movie, but to me, that's even a waste.
Right, it's too soon.
It's way too soon. I'm really excited about this Evil Dead Rise movie coming out, but I hear a lot of people talking about it. Don't kind of alienates the fans. And it's like, well, I guess I'll see for myself, but I've seen so many horror movies recently where it's like they're trying to make a political statement versus just trying to be fucking scary.
Yeah. It's not what it's about.
It's not what it's about.
Yeah.
It's not what it's about.
Nope.
And it's not about checking boxes. It's about making something that's going to keep me thinking at night and possibly even looking under my bed
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
for some demon entity. That's what it's about.
Getting back to the Mario movie real quick, on Rotten Tomatoes, it's got like 48. But on a fan level, it's got a 98.
If back in the day, we went by Siskel and Ebert
For everything?
for everything,
You'd never watch anything.
you'd never watch anything.
Nope.
The Dahmer Show.
Yeah, I was just going to
Guess
mention
who
that.
didn't watch it? Me.
Uh-huh.
Guess who couldn't stop watching it? My wife.
Yep.
And then started watching like documentaries about the real guy.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, hey man, what do you want to watch? You want to watch The Mandalorian, or you want to watch this shit about a sex cult? The sex cult. Fuck The Mandalorian. I don't care if Luke Skywalker shows up. So give me that. Give me that Nexium death sex cult, man.
Say women watch Dahmer because it's like, huh, you ain't going to chase me.
That or they just fucking greedy. It's just fucking like she watched all kinds of like serial killer shit all the time. Like I'm the horror guy.
Right.
Hey man, you gonna watch that thing about the Night Stalker? No. Oh, I am. I can't wait. When's it come on?
All those shows just tell you what to do. If you're going to kill somebody, here's what not to do.
Well, I mean, like now it's like 2023. It's like how you gonna be a serial killer in 2023? Your phone gonna rat you out. Can't nobody not have a phone. Not that we want anyone to try and figure out how.
Right. But think about it, then write a script. Let us know.
Yeah, sell that thing to Shudder. I just want 2%. Just gave you the idea.
Yeah, right?
Nah, but like, I don't know. Getting back to the whole thing, it's like I don't understand why companies and theater people and I mean I'm a guy who I didn't write a movie. I didn't come up with an idea, but it's like I'm a fan. I know what pleases me. It's like if you're not going to listen to your fan base, and then you wonder why the shit sucks and why nobody came to see it. And like same thing with like the horror movies. It's like I just want something scary.
Right.
I know real life is scary, but hey, man.
That's where we live.
Yeah.
It's like we see that every day. Give me something else.
I feel like the last couple of years, I haven't been able to get my teeth into anything scary, and I'm like, I don't know, man. It's like I think it's part of the reason why I even started a podcast. It's like I'm feeling the disconnect from horror because I'm not getting my fix.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta go like I was talking to my buddy Matt not that long ago, and he's like, yeah, I'm looking at like foreign movies.
Right.
Like I'll read,
which are really fucked up.
I'll read horror if it'll scare me. You're a hilarious guy, by the way.
No, thank you.
No, you are.
I try.
You were.
It keeps me from stabbing people. So yeah, it's good.
See, that's what I'm talking about. You're hilarious. But you're more like into lighthearted stuff. But like, what do you want to get out of a horror movie? Like, what would you like to see? If you're like, man, I'm in the mood. I've already seen Demon Knight a million times.
Yeah.
I want something, and that's not like scary, even for the time. It's like dark comedy. I want something that's going to scare me. Like, what are you looking for?
I always liked more the ghost story kind of thing. You know what I mean? I have my place for slasher movies. Don't get me wrong. But it's just like that. What was the movie with the cameras in the house?
Oh, Paranormal Activity?
Paranormal Activity.
First one was great.
The first one was great. Again, that series kind of went like, hey, we can do it again. Oh, wait, we can do it again.
Hey, they only cost $10 million to make, and they made $30 million opening day. It's a no-brainer.
The camera work only has to be a Ring camera in the corner.
Yeah. I bought the whole set off of Amazon. Let's film this thing.
Right. But it's like, but like you said, the first one's great.
Oh, it's fantastic.
The whole idea behind it was great, and it's just like something like that. Maybe a little more. You know what I mean? You see scarier stuff anymore on TikTok.
Yeah.
Where they have like, you got a 2-minute clip of something that's like, oh shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you get more enjoyment out of that than trying to sit through a movie that, like you said, has, oh man, we got to put this political view in there. Nobody's going to get this whole movie, you know?
A couple months ago, me and my friends, Murder Club,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? Shout out to you guys, Murder Club. You know who's in it. We watched this movie, and I was so pumped to watch it. And my friend Nicole was too. We all were.
Mm-hmm.
Murder Club. I was like, oh man, when's that movie coming out? We want to watch it. We never got to the theater, and it was like an indie movie. So even if we wanted to go to the theater, they could have like just random places were showing it, right? Watched this movie called Men.
Okay.
It's just called Men. A24 Studios made it, and A24 is like the studio that brought you like all kinds of movies like Hereditary and Somber and like real psychological like creepy stuff. We're like, oh man, A24 is putting it out. This movie's gonna be serious.
Mm-hmm.
Hopes, expectations were high. Man, fuck that movie.
What? Give me a baseline. Like, what was it meant to? What did you think you were going to get out of it going in?
Well, that's the thing. Like the trailer was kind of vague, and I kind of had like an assumption of what it. So the movie's about this.
Oh man.
This young. Yeah.
Sorry,
It's
I had to move
okay.
that pillow back. How do these cardinals and shit do it in these
I
chairs?
don't know. It's probably why they're so miserable and tortured other people.
Right.
This woman who was in this like kind of real toxic relationship. Spoiler alert. And actually, savior alert. Because I'm saving you from watching this piece of crap. This woman who was like in a really bad relationship with this guy who is very he's the quintessential like Gen Z baby man, emotional, very thin-skinned,
Offended by everything.
Yeah, you could kind of say that, but he's just very like. You can tell he got participation trophies his whole life, and now this woman he's in a relationship was like, nah, you're not even. I don't even like respect you as a man, basically, and he can't handle it, and he offs himself.
Okay.
So now she's kind of living with the guilt. It's like it's her fault. So she's like, I'm gonna take a holiday, and she goes off, and she gets like an Airbnb, and she's staying at this place, and she keeps seeing this one guy is basically every man she's coming in contact with. Like the same actor is playing like all the different men she comes in contact with while she's out. And they all got like some sort of psychological problem. You know what I mean? Like there's like it's really like they're all every guy she comes in contact with, and it looks like this same guy.
Mm-hmm.
They're all like weird in some way, shape, or form. Like they're all like it kind of gets to the point where like they're all stalking her, they're all like chasing her, like and then they're all making her feel uncomfortable and all this stuff, and it's like then it gets like it all climaxes to where like they finally like get her cornered in like the Airbnb, or one version of the guy does, and she like kills the guy or thinks she kills the guy like with a car, and then like the guy is like literally giving birth to like one of the other guys. Like it's basically like it's a metaphor for like this is a cycle.
Right.
Like this person's like giving birth to like this bad is giving birth to like this bad, like that, at least that's how I took the movie. It's like this
Right.
This toxicity is giving birth to this toxicity, but it's like the same man characters like basically birthing the same like and I'm just sitting there and I'm just like doing this. Like you said, it's a genre film. Stick to your base. Please who's in your base. You know what I mean? Like that Evil Dead movie, I better see just like ridiculous amounts of blood.
Right.
108 gallons come out of somebody.
Right.
You know
Somebody
what I mean?
needs to just explode. At some
Yeah,
point.
just show me the most ridiculous like bloodbath bullshit. I know what I want. That's what I want. I am an Evil Dead fan.
Yep.
Appeal to me. And that's what we want.
I want to see deaths in a movie where it's like when it happens, it's like, oh shit. You know what I mean? That kind of thing.
Yeah, but I want some substance too. Like,
right.
I mean, stop. You know what I mean? I'm not telling you churn out another fucking Final Destination movie. I want to see something good. that stuff. I'm gonna tie it all back to Demon Knight.
Yep.
Billy Zane's just a jerk off demon, man.
Yep.
And it's very entertaining.
Yep.
I don't need his backstory.
I was gonna say all he wants is to come back on Earth and rule.
That's it.
And he just wants to be an asshole till he gets it.
Exactly.
You know, and does an excellent job at it.
He does a great job at it, and you know what else too? I don't need some back. That movie starts off that movie just hits the ground, running.
Goes. Yep.
I don't need to know the backstory of how he became a demon or this or that. I get that. I get it real quick. He's a demon and he's after this guy in like some 30-second flashes. I understand what's in that vial, why this guy wants it. It just boom, 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 boom.
Right.
I don't need no hour of the movie telling me everything. So then when the stuff starts happening, I already know.
But like you said, getting back to the movie, it's like you don't question things.
No, you don't need to.
This man jumped out a window, cut his hand open, and glow-in-the-dark He-Man ooze came out, and he made more demons.
Well, that's the thing, too. It's like,
Like,
shoot him in the eyes. Shoot him in the eye. There's really no explanation, at least that I could tell watching that movie. In my mind, I'm like, oh, okay, because eyes are the doorway to the soul, philosophically. That's probably why he's saying shoot him in the eyes. That, and it's the only thing you can see in these pumpkin head-looking demons.
That's what I was going to relate it to his pumpkin head.
And these pumpkin head-looking demon, looking things. But like I said, I don't care. I don't need the explanation.
15 minutes in, he punched through a man's head.
Yeah,
it's not a documentary.
Somebody was talking about, like, when Matt was on the show, I asked him, because eventually I'm going to do, like, I don't want to talk too much. Like, we can talk about Friday the 13th movies all day, but, like, I want to do, like, one movie a show.
Okay.
Or, like, a watch-along or something with those, because to me, they're just fun.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
But how is it the worst Friday the 13th movie's got one of the best kills? Not my favorite kill, but it's definitely one of the best kills with the nitroglycerin.
Wait, which one was that one?
Jason X.
Oh.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't, actually.
There's a scene in that movie, spoiler, there's a scene in that movie where he gets up and there's just a tub of nitroglycerin, and he dips the chick's face in it.
Oh,
like he's drowning. Not nitroglycerin.
Oh, jeez.
No, I'm talking about.
Yeah.
The freezing stuff.
Yeah. The Terminator 2 shit.
Yes.
Liquid nitrogen.
Liquid nitrogen,
yes.
That's it. He dips her in liquid nitrogen and then just smashes her face on the counter. I'm like, yes, but the movie's so bad.
But like you said, oh, we just have an open pit of that on a spacecraft.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean?
It's like in RoboCop with the steel mill. It's got just some random vat of like waste. Like we used to ask my dad working at Claymont Steel. We used to ask my dad, "Is the steel mill really like that? You got this
toxic waste.
Toxic waste that made the Toxic Avenger laying around your shop? And they killed this guy from RoboCop? Help me! Get away from me!
Back to Tales from the Crypt. Wait, what?
Good stuff, man.
Hey, that's what I'm here for.
Yeah, man. You know, they should have
comic relief.
They should have made a porn parody of this movie. You know, they made a porn parody of Evil Dead. I haven't seen it, but I know it's real.
I haven't seen it. I wrote it.
You know what? I'm sitting there thinking, man. I was thinking if they still made porn movies, like, we're in the wrong business, man. Like, how hard are they to write?
Well, they don't give out writing awards for that.
Still, it's a living.
It is a living. If I were in better shape, I'd strip instead of going to work every day.
Hey.
But it's not happening.
Come on, Donnie, you're a programmer. You don't have to shake your ass for dollars no more. We were kind of touching on the fact that this movie just hits the ground running.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need a lot of explanation. It works.
Yep.
I think that's something like a lot of modern movies are just missing. They really are. They either take too long or they don't explain enough. Like this movie, it's like that perfect formula.
Right, but like you said, it hits the ground running, and everything's explained later. You know, the pattern in the hand, why things are the way they are, what's in the key. It all makes sense in the end.
In the end. Find us on YouTube at the Marvel of Horror Podcast. Like, subscribe, leave your comments below.